So today we are going to understand how the data is collected for statistical methods. Let's start with what is data actually. It is a tool used to understand a problem and provide a information. Data kind of gives us the complete scenario, complete understanding of a situation with factual based, not on the judgments but on the facts. Okay, so what are the types of data that we can get? Primary data, it's kind of a first hand data, we can call it. First hand data it is, which is collected via survey or inquiries, which means we have to ask questions to the people, okay, of the country, of the foreign countries or anything. Depends on what survey or what data are we willing to collect. So there are also types of questionnaire in it: open-ended and close-ended. Open-ended as in there is no limit to the answer. uh, if you ask, what are the ways to resolve the global warming, there are various options and various descriptions given to that particular question. That is open-ended, like you can say your judgment, your opinions in this particular type. And then there comes the close-ended. Close-ended means two-way method or MCQs. It's close-ended, okay. The term itself says it's closed. There is a particular limit for your answer. So if you ask a question which only has the answer yes or no, or true or false, as we see in our examinations or in our textbooks, there are true or false. These are close-ended questions. We only can say yes or no, or true or false. And the other type of close-ended is MCQs with another option, like we have options. The fourth option every time in the MCQ is like any other, this or any other, so you can provide the description, you can provide what is not involved or what is not included in this MCQs options in any other. So these are like close-ended questions. But how can we make the questionnaires? What are the things we have to take into consideration while making the questionnaires? Okay, there are some instructions given here to make the questionnaires, which is minimum questions as possible, general and specific means you have to be very basic at the start, and then you can in the third fourth question you can just specify or specifically ask that particular question that you are willing to take survey on, and then arrange in such an order that a respondent is comfortable answering it. You don't have to be like, you don't have to be such uh, more optimistic or more dominative kind of questions. You have to avoid such questions. And also I have to add up here is that avoid difficult words. Here were one point will come: avoid difficult words in it. You have to make it very simple and more understandable questions so that a respondent is able to answer it. Now, how to ask these questions, via what things? So you can ask the questions via personal interviews, mailing, or telephonic. So every process has advantages and disadvantages. The personal interview can be expensive, mailing can be very cheap, telephonic can be very cheap as compared to the personal interview. But every has its pros and cons. Okay, every process has its pros and cons. In the personal interview it can be way more expensive. It can be sometimes the researcher can be a little dominant, so that's the reason the respondent will be hesitant to answer the particular question, or give his own actual personal opinions. In the mailing uh, questionnaires, you can say that you won't get the response, or a person does not understand the response, or it can be anything. And then in telephonic conversation, same, it's kind of a cheap, but when you ask, on the telephone, there are times when a researcher can be like little bit dominant about his particular opinion and want that answer what he needs. So here the dominating thing can also be common. Okay, and then let's move forward to when once the questionnaires are done. Okay, when the questionnaires are completely done, what is the next step that the researchers do is the pilot survey. Pilot survey is nothing but a pre-test, okay, a pre-test questionnaires on small groups of people to understand the shortcomings, drawbacks, assessing suitability of questions, clarity of instructions, cost, and time involved in it. Pilot survey is nothing but just a pre-test, like you have to test your survey before actually processing it to a couple of people, or the couple of people randomly chosen to have the clear understanding of your made questionnaires. All right. And there is this second type of data is secondary data, which can be secondary data. It itself says that it's a second hand kind of a data which someone has already collected it and represented it, and now we are using it. For example, this video is the secondary data for you. It's a secondary mind map for you that you will be using to understand and make some proper answers from this information, stuff like that. Then comes the census. Now we already know that census are the things which we use to measure population. Yeah, exactly. Measure populations. So what is the population, or what are the average income population earns, etc. That's what we call census. Okay, so the census, first we say who collects it in India. Who collects in India are national sample surveys. You can just read it out over here. These are some of the national level and the states level agencies that collect the census of the population and stuff like that. Then how do they collect it? They hire enumerators. I don't know if you have known about it or not, but there is this survey which goes on called as Janaganana in India. It is carried on every 10 years, and that's how they kind of collect and used in a tabular format, and then we can just go to their websites and see the population and see the average income and etc. The data are in their websites itself. But here is the question. The India's population is so huge that it is difficult to collect the data of every individual in our country. So there is this alternative for collecting the census is called representative data. Representative sample. So feels a little rude that the census call us samples. Okay. Representative samples is nothing but when they collect randomly or non-randomly a group of people or the individuals that can give the accurate information or opinions about the survey or census. Okay, so randomly as in just randomly, you just have to pick these people, and then, but in non-random there are some of the measures involved, like purpose, like the purpose of the census or the survey, quota, convenience as in if I am considering to take a census of my particular area, what I will involve my friends, my family, and take their own survey and questionnaires, etc. And the judgment as in if I have to take this average income of whatever area I live in, so I'll just choose the people who are, I feel, are middle class, I feel who are like very poor. So collecting that data and making it in a tabular format, that's how I'll get the average income. Okay, so this is the whole okay, this is the whole mind map which I have collected, which I have drawn. It is always take mind maps because it is very useful, and it is able to memorize and understand the whole concepts of the chapters. Thank you. If you like the videos, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.